Okay, so hopefully you can see that the butter is cut small enough that it kind of disappears within the flour. Sorry, trying to zero in on that so you could see it. My lighting's not very good. Okay, so we're gonna move on. And the last ingredient for the pastry is simply ice water. So I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon and just kind of, without getting an ice cube, get some very cold water and sprinkle it on top of the flour, just like that. And do another one, 2 tablespoons. All right. Then the tool you're going to use the most often with pastry is a fork. You're just going to press the flour towards the side of the bowl with a fork until it comes together like a dough. And remember, your ingredients were simply flour, salt, a fat, which we used butter instead of shortening, and ice water. So pastry doesn't really taste like anything. All it is a rich, flaky dough that holds other things that you actually want to taste. So a turnover, which we're making today, is similar to, let's say, a Pop-Tart, where you have a filling, and that's really the main star of the recipe, not the actual pastry. Okay, so what I could do is add even a little more water, so it comes together a little bit more like a dough. I'm going to do not quite a tablespoon, but just a little bit more. And again, with my fork, kind of bring that together until it forms a ball. And maybe, who knows, because I'm using butter, I need more water, and I'm totally fine with that. That's all right. So right now I'm up to 4 tablespoons. The idea is you do not want gluten. Gluten is something we've always talked about and needed in a lot of our recipes. And with pastry, you don't want gluten because you want it to be flaky and fall apart. You don't want it to be strong and elastic. So I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'll just put it on the counter so you can see. My bowl's empty. And form a ball with the dough. And if it's just too dry, just add a little more water at a time. This is a little dry. But the idea is it's supposed to be flaky, so I'm going to add just a little bit more, just for the heck of it. Why struggle? Okay, so it's not supposed to be a traditional dough that you're used to, that's going to hold together, that you can knead. You're really not supposed to knead it because we do not want gluten. Okay, I don't know what you might have at home. If you don't have, I don't expect anyone to have parchment paper, but you might have wax paper. And so when you've got your ball, I'm just going to use wax paper that I found. And you put it between the wax paper and just kind of flatten it. Okay, and you're making a circle. If you've got a rolling pin, great. You're going to try to do a rolling into just a little bit thinner circle. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can simply use your hands to make this bigger, just like this. And because we're kind of dealing with not knowing who's got what at home, I'm going to not use the rolling pin and just do it this way. So the dough is expanding in the wax paper. It's not going to be a perfect circle, but that's okay. The whole point is this is like the first recipe to just teach you what a pastry is. So then when we make other things, it's not as, difficult for you. So now, I'm going to peel that off. I'm going to peel this off here. I probably added a little too much water, but that's okay. So at this point, what I want to do is make sure it's not going to stick, and I'm going to add a filling. So for this one, I'll do Nutella because that's something I have. Other fillings you can use, if you've got, sometimes people have a jar of pie filling left from Thanksgiving or from a holiday. In class we would have used strawberry, grape, Nutella, apple, cherry pie filling, so whatever you have. But Nutella is something that most people like. I know most of you guys like. I'm gonna take some Nutella. I'm gonna use my same tablespoon. Why make anything else dirty? And honestly, I'll go ahead and use this because why make more dishes? Something I already have. You want to put about 2 tablespoons of filling in your turnover. And you want to put it in the middle. You don't want it near the edges. Okay? And I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. Then the whole idea is you turn the pastry over the filling. So we're going to turn it over the filling just like that. And then I'll just get another fork. You want to press and not lift, but press and drag the edges to seal the turnover. And if you look at the recipe picture, this is kind of what this looks like. It's not as beautiful as maybe the picture on. So press and drag, so this dough comes together and makes a seal. If you want to be really fancy, you can cut off any ugly pieces and make it look really nice. If you want it to be a perfect circle or half circle, okay? No big deal. And then one last part is making a vent. When you have a filling that's going to get hot, there's going to be steam involved. So you always, with a pastry, want to make a vent. So I'm just going to do a little slit here, and a little one like this, and a little one like that. Let me get you a better picture of this. Okay, there's my turnover. And I'm going to bake it at 450 for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then I'll show you the finished product.